And those ended up being, because they kept their sidearms, they ended up becoming the Panamanian National Police.
Wow.
They secured infrastructure. And so that worked, and they rinsed and repeated that all over Panama. They affected the entire surrender of the Panamanian National Defense Forces without a shot fired after the capital fell, and they called it Operation Ma Bell.
Unreal.
Right? And
unreal.
So that was one of the first stories
cool.
I got. I know. And as an SF guy, as an aspiring officer who wanted to be SF and who came to Panama, I got to hear that story directly from the mouths of the men who executed it, who were still in Panama. And it deeply, deeply affected me, because I thought, okay, that is what I want to be. That is what I want to do. And those guys could have been stone cold killers too, because they are. But they only employ that technique when they have to. I tell people a modern day Green Beret, and I say this in the book, is a combination of John Wick, Lawrence of Arabia, and the Verizon guy.
Yeah.
You know, these relationship-based connectors. And in this very occasion, they knew that it made much more sense to leverage rapport and trust than to go in slinging lead.
Yeah.
And the last thing I'll say on that, Mike, is if you want to know what that led to, you know, a few years ago when my boys were still in high school, I took them to Panama. My wife and I, we rented an SUV and we drove all over the entire country of Panama unhindered, unmolested, and we were able to go. People welcomed us everywhere we went. And I like to think that that was a direct contribution of the forward thinking of a couple of Green Berets who chose an unconventional approach to maintaining social capital when it was easy to just sling lead.
Yeah, and they could still be fighting down there.
100%. And think about the level of resentment and subversion that could be in place there. And instead, Panama to this day is a very, very staunch ally. We still maintain a lot of influence around the canal. So yeah, I mean, and I saw this, that wasn't the only time I would see that, but I never forgot it. Operation Ma Bell was burned into my memory.
That's awesome, man. I love that.